Well, if you're like so many football fans, today your voice might be a little tired. I know Nick Sirianni's voice, the coach of the Eagles' voice, is definitely hoarse from screaming at the Super Bowl. How much attention, when you really think about it, do we actually pay to our voice? Likely not very much, unless you lose it.
This is true. And senior voice correspondent, you kind of are the senior voice correspondent. Senior health correspondent Monica Robbins brings us the story of an opera singer whose career depended on her voice, but letting people know it might be failing was a secret that she felt forced to keep. But now she wants others to hear her story.
Climb every mountain, search high and low.
Heidi Skok is a professional opera singer.
All the love you can give.
For years, she performed as a soprano at the Metropolitan Opera under some of the world's greatest conductors. The entire time, keeping a huge secret.
I would be tired all the time. I would be really just raw. I'd have to be trying to figure out how I was going to get through rehearsals the next day. And I was ashamed because I was having this problem and I didn't know what it was, and I'd be seeing everybody else singing and having such a good, easy time.
The soprano who performed around the world was never supposed to be one.
A whole journey in the wrong range of soprano for probably 25 years. I think it was severely aggravated by the fact that I was singing in the wrong range.
Heidi was misdiagnosed with vocal nodes. Some research indicates 1 in 3 singers will develop vocal nodes or nodules on their cords. They're like a callus that can impact the quality of the voice. Rest can sometimes make them go away on their own, but for a professional, often surgery is required. Finally, she went to see Dr. Michael Benninger at Cleveland Clinic, well known to many famous voices.
Well, Heidi had a unique problem in that she had what looked like nodules, but they didn't seem to ever want to go away, no matter what behaviorally she did. And when we saw her, we realized that they're a little bit more complicated than that because they had these ectasias, which are little tiny blood vessels that look to actually be feeding the lesions.
Dr. Benninger surgically removed her lesions using a specialized laser.
All these huge blood vessels on both sides.
Is that normal?
It's usually we don't see that with classic nodes. So what we ended up doing is, it's called a KTP laser. It's absorbed into blood vessels. So in addition to remove the 2 lesions, we kind of zapped all those little vessels. So it's absorbed into blood vessels, the little vessels around the lesions. And I think the combination of the 2 things were what was necessary in order to get her voice back.
After surgery, rest, and consulting with her friends and professional vocal coaches, of which Heidi is one, she was able to return to the stage.
And within 8 weeks, I was making my professional contralto debut with First Coast Opera down in St. Augustine, Florida. And I felt like $1,000,000. So my recovery was very swift.
Because of my rank and position.
Last year, we caught up with her at a performance in Florida.
Well, I was invited. My story's kind of gotten out there about my return to opera and overcoming the voice issues and things, and the singing in the wrong range for so many years. So I was invited by Opera for Earth to come down, and everybody knows this is one of my roles. So it's nice, yes.
She's sound proof that these issues don't have to be a secret. Help is out there, and with it, you can find your voice again.
Search high and low.
Now, Heidi has a few tips. The biggest warning sign is vocal fatigue. The second, hoarseness, dryness. And if you experience this, vocal rest is imperative, meaning no talking. And it's not just singers. She works with a lot of teachers. She suggests they wear microphones so they don't have to yell or strain their voices. And if you're having a problem, go see a specialist, a vocal specialist. And one more thing, drink lots and lots of water. She drinks a gallon of water a day. I'm trying just to, get through my 80 ounces, and I'm barely making that. So a gallon. Yeah.
Wow. She sounds great.
Yeah, she's got her voice back.
Great story.
Thanks so much.
Sure.